Alright, I think it should be obvious at this point that the way I draw is influenced by anime and manga, and I get that a lot from art professors and art teachers also discouraging me from drawing the anime and manga style. Also, while I was in Japan, the students there knew me as the kid that always said, "Anime ga manga ga daisuki desu." Excuse my bad Japanese accent. And they all knew me for my love for manga. I mean, I do take a lot of influence from manga. Some of my manga books even have sticky notes that tell me how to draw this in this way or what expressions, because I genuinely enjoy that style more than the cartoony style that is more present in the Western world. I grew up wanting to be an animator for JC Staff or being a mangaka and creating the best shoujo manga out there. I think that was 11 when I wanted to work at JC Staff / be a shoujo mangaka, and I was working so hard on it during middle school, but then I soon realized that since I wasn't Japanese, nor could I couldn't make a Japanese manga because kanji wa 超難しいです. But anyways, drawing in the anime style when you want to get into the art world is kind of difficult. When I got back into drawing in high school, I had a teacher, not the art teacher because the art teacher just let me do whatever I want, but actually the graphic design teacher who was trained in the arts constantly tell me, "You need to stop drawing anime and focus on realism," which at that time for me discouraged me a lot because I drew for myself and not for anyone else. But also, I'm not very good at anything but drawing, so I obviously listened to her because drawing was going to be my life. I had already accepted that fact. But here is my question and the main point of me creating this video. Why is anime not considered an art form in the art world? And I get it that the art world is very political, but it just genuinely confuses me because artists tend to critique the most on, "I think you drew the eyes too big," more than anything else, and it's very frustrating because what I draw, how big I draw the eyes, is what I choose to do stylistically because I love drawing eyes stylistically, kind of like how American artists tend to focus more on the noses and so on and so forth. So here are some of the answers I got when I asked my professors why do they hate anime, or why do they not like the anime art style. For one, it's because they don't draw proportions correctly. You have to learn the foundations first. And my reply is, isn't that all artists? Even cartoon artists have to learn the fundamentals prior to drawing cartoons. Not only that, but if you look at anime and cartoons, you realize that anime, despite occasionally going chibi, sticks more towards a realistic body type compared to those of cartoons. And in class, in my figure drawing classes, since I grew up drawing more anime than cartoons, I was able to understand figure drawing of the actual human body a lot faster than my cartoon drawing friends because I practiced drawing anime more often than I did cartoons. Secondly, it's because the art style is easy, and I don't get this one because it's just literally any other art style. Literally any other art style. It's just with more exaggerated eyes and so on and so forth. Maybe they're just, I don't get this one because the cartoon style is easy, and for me, once you get into realism, it's so easy. It's just different, and every art style is different, and I just don't understand. Another one is the eyes are not proportionate, which is, okay, in Asian culture, Asians tend to love big eyes. I mean, look at American cartoons. Are American eyes proportionate? Asians just like big eyes. What's wrong with that? And especially since moe culture is so popular in Japan, it's just a stylistic choice. I don't understand why professors in particular have to get angry over, "Oh, you drew the eyes too big," when it's not a figure drawing class, it's just me drawing stylistically. But then they let Joe Schmuck pass with his circle head, square body, and sticks for arms and legs with 2 or 3 flat colors and laugh at it because it's dark humor. I'm just really bitter about that. I don't understand. And one last thing that my professor said was, it just doesn't make sense because they're constantly all in high school as though they don't want to grow up. Which culturally it makes sense because I was talking to my friend from Japan and I told her that most Americans want to graduate and get a job, which surprised her because people in Japan like being in school because they don't want to go into the real world and get a job, which makes sense in context because in Japan, unlike America, when someone gets an office job, they're expected to stay there for years or maybe even for the rest of their life. It's a huge cultural difference, which is why, in my opinion, animes like Utaku ni Koi wa Muzakashi is revolutionary in the shoujo genre because it shows two adults falling in love while working in an office. Look, I don't understand. And I've tried to watch other YouTube videos about this, and one of them was, you're just copying someone else's art style, which, okay, let me just say that when you are in art school, you get to do what is called a master's copy, which you literally copy the drawing of an old master and figure out the way that he drew just to see how he did it. And I have also done fan art for other stories on webtoons which seem to be heavily influenced by anime, and I can say that it's different. And just because you're drawing fan art doesn't mean anything. It's still it's someone else's character, but also the Renaissance was pretty much Europeans just drawing Bible fan art the entire time. So I don't know. I don't understand. And my end note is, look, anime movies are just as good, if not better, than Western cartoons. I mean, the name Hayao Miyazaki is a household name known in the West, but there's also Makoto Shinkai, and I can't remember the other one, Ano something, that wrote Evangelion. They're amazing storytellers, and the storytelling is different in Asian cultures, and the tropes are different, and maybe I just like seeing a different take on storytelling, but also a different take on art, because I'm so sick of Disney. I'm so genuinely sick of Disney. And if anime looks the same, then it's because A1 Pictures has made it into a factory, almost like how Disney made it into a factory. But honestly, anime isn't the same. If you look at different cartoons from different companies, let's say something from Kyoto Animation, and switch the eyes from something from A1 Productions, you would see the huge difference. Of course, I'm not saying that people that say that anime isn't art are racist. Absolutely not. No way am I saying that. But I am saying is that people that say that anime isn't art are kind of ignorant about what is considered art on the other side of the world. That's all I'm saying. And it's kind of frustrating to have a project that you worked on for so long just be considered not art just because the eyes are so fucking big. And I am so sick of that. Judge me on my art for the material that is in my art and not just because it looks like it's anime. I'm just so frustrated. This is just a frustration rant. Anyways, the question now goes on to you. Why is anime considered art to you, or why isn't it considered art to you? Thank you so much for listening, and I will talk to you later. Bye!